Hey, Owen here, and these are some tips to bear in mind when taking photos of your models. In this video I'm going to use an old Samsung Galaxy S3, an Olympus X42 and my Canon 600D with the basic EFS 18-55mm image stabilised lens. I'm also going to use a few different lights, some tracing paper and tin foil. If you want a closer look at the photos in this video, there's a link in the description to a Google Drive folder. If you can, changing the focus mode to macro will help the camera focus on objects closer to it. This setting should be on most compact cameras and phones. Exposure compensation is usually available on phones and compact cameras, and is a very useful feature when photographing objects on a very dark or very bright background. On most phones, a HDR mode is available. This helps to create images with a higher dynamic range. I've used it on all the photos taken on my phone in this video. It's the same as exposure bracketing on a DSLR, however with most DSLRs the images must be combined manually in editing. If your camera won't focus as close as you want it to, move the camera back and zoom in to get the same shot, but this time the camera should be able to focus. Nice bright light is very important, as it means that the camera doesn't have to use a slow shutter speed or a high ISO. A slow shutter speed can result in blurred photos, and a high ISO means that the images are grainier. For this setup, I'll start with one desk light on the right side of the model. All three cameras have coped well and the images look okay, but there are some harsh shadows. I'm now adding another desk light on the left side of the model to try and make the light more even. On the model this looks better, but underneath the shadows look messy. If I now take a piece of tracing paper, surround the model with it and shine the lights through the paper, the tracing paper diffuses the light. It is now more even and the shadows are softer, creating a more pleasing image. The tracing paper cuts out some of the light though, so the images may need to be brightened slightly in editing. My two 22-watt LED lights are both bright and diffused. Placing one on either side of the model instantly creates a professional looking image, even with my Galaxy S3's camera. The model is evenly lit and any shadows are very soft. You don't have to use artificial light though. A window is great, letting in bright, diffused light. Putting the model in front of it gets nice results, although the surfaces facing away from the window are a bit dark. This can easily be fixed with a bit of tin foil, which can bounce the light from the window onto the darker side of the model, creating a pleasing photo. Outside on a cloudy day or in the shade also provides excellent, bright, diffused light to take photos in. The way you photograph your models can help make them look more realistic. If you look at photos of real vehicles, you notice that the camera is usually at head height and the depth of field is quite deep. To create a realistic look, I raise my models up, like on this patio step, so I can get the camera lower, to head height of a scale figure. Using a shorter focal length also makes the model look larger. On my DSLR, I can decrease the aperture size to get a deeper depth of field. I've used an f-stop of 18 here, for example. This, combined with the height the images are taken from, and the shorter focal length, makes the model look more life-sized. Creating a backdrop in keeping with the scale of the model would further help to make the model look life-sized. So those are some of my tips which should hopefully allow you to take better photos of your models. I've tried to make it as easy to understand as possible. Remember that the camera doesn't matter, and it is good lighting that will allow you to take professional looking photos. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and learnt something useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.